An Xbox studio announces brand new tech and development kits as they work to make exclusive Xbox Series X games. We already know that Xbox has been making so many first-party games, but a lot of gamers are wondering when they'll make next-generation exclusive games. We might have our answer right now. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. If you enjoy the content, the support is greatly appreciated. And remember to hit that little bell icon if you want to be notified on future videos. But now let's get into this announcement by the Coalition, who, if you don't know, are the developers behind Gears of War 4 and Gears 5. They've also gone and done Gears Tactics, which is one of my favorite strategy games of last year, and a strategy game I think is extremely underrated. But to me, they're the most talented developers at Xbox Game Studios because they've consistently brought out some of the best AAA games Xbox has brought out in the last 5 or so years. I say that with confidence because they've been at the forefront of great Xbox games and have basically helped carry the Xbox One generation. And from the looks of it, they'll continue to do that as they announce they'll be working with Unreal Engine 5, which is something they announced on social media. Here's what they said and what we can expect from them this generation. The Coalition moving to next-gen development Unreal Engine 5. At the Coalition, we pride ourselves on delivering the best possible Gears of War games and the best possible game performance using cutting-edge tools like Unreal Engine. We wanted to update our fans on both of those things. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to tackle here is that the Coalition is one of the best studios in all of gaming when it comes to working with the Unreal Engine. If you doubt that, you have to just take a moment and look at what they've brought out using that engine. First, it's Gears of War 4, which was one of the best looking games when it came out, and they made that game in what I believe is 2 years of development, which is just insane to think about. But the crowning jewel has to be Gears 5, which is one of the best looking games I've ever seen. This was given a 3-year development cycle, which is great, but again, they pushed the Unreal Engine to new heights as they were given the time to expand the world and also make the game look truly amazing. You throw in the awesome One X and Series X enhancements of this game, and you can easily see that they have some of the most talented people in gaming over at the Coalition. So when they say we pride ourselves in getting the best possible game performance and using cutting-edge technology tools like Unreal Engine, you have to believe them because that's exactly what they've done every single time they brought out a game. Even Gears Tactics looks insane on the PC when I played it, and once it came to the Series X consoles, it was a great looking strategy game there also. So yeah, I believe them when they talk about being the cutting edge developer, and that's something that they mention here when they continue to talk about their write-up. Thank you to all the fans out there who have been on this journey with us. During a worldwide pandemic and working from home, the team launched a first strategy title, Gears Tactics, relaunched Gears 5 and Tactics on Xbox Series X, S hardware with performance upgrades and features, revamped Gears 5 multiplayer with a ton of content and updates, and capped the year with the first mainline campaign expansion, Gears 5 Hivebusters. In almost a decade. As we look to future games, we're excited to start shifting our resources to next-gen development using Unreal Engine 5. Gears of War has always been at the forefront of Unreal Engine development as a breakout 720p title for the Xbox 360 through last year's 120 FPS multiplayer update for Xbox Series XS. And we're excited to continue that tradition by developing on UE5 for multiple new projects in the coming years. So the first thing I want to talk about has to be the massive resume this developer has shown right here. We all know that Gears 5 is one of the best looking games out there. We also know that Gears 5 Hivebusters, when it was released late last year, was such a great expansion. But what interests me the most about this developer is that they aim high when it comes to graphics and performance. If we remember, the former head of the Coalition said that they were going to get Gears 5 at 4K 60 FPS on the One X. They ended up almost meeting that goal and passed that goal by a large amount when it comes to the Series X updated patches. And from the looks of this write-up, we can see they're working on Gears 6 to push what the Unreal Engine 5 can do. Yet the first thing I want to mention is that if we remember last year, Epic showed off the Unreal Engine 5 on a demo that they said was running on the PS5 hardware. And if we remember, there was a lot of people that thought, oh, this can only be done on the PS5, which we all know was a pretty dumb idea and debunked almost instantly, especially since most people knew that Gears 5 and 4 was made with Unreal Engine and pushed that engine to new heights from a graphics standpoint. So it's no surprise to see that the same developer go to the Unreal Engine 5 to see all of the new features they can use with the Series X consoles. And this is more of an announcement that they'll be focused on this new engine because they want to use all of the next generation features that the Series X can provide, which if you remember back even 6 months ago, people were saying that Xbox was going to support older hardware far longer than anyone else and it will hold them back. Even though Matt Booty, the head of Xbox Game Studios, said they'll only support the older hardware for about 2 years, while Sony said they'll support the PS4 for the next 4 years after the PS5 launch. So yet again, here's another Xbox first-party studio announcing that pretty much all of their next games will be next generation only because they're using technology from next generation. And speaking of games, the coalition mentions right there in that write-up that they have multiple new projects in development in the coming years. This is something we talked about extensively because there was a huge rumor that the coalition was working on a brand new Star Wars game, if not a brand new IP that no one knows about. That would put the developer working on 2 brand new AAA games, one being Gears 6 and the other being a new IP. Both games will probably be next generation titles only and will help push the hardware that the Series X provides them. Not to mention the amazing new features the Unreal Engine 5 will provide them, which is something the write-up mentions right here. Shifting to a new engine is a big undertaking, so we want to be clear that we will not be announcing any new projects or titles for some time. Last, our amazing team needs more exceptional professionals to help us continue to push the envelope, so we're hiring. Thanks again to all of our fans. We're eager to get to work and show you what we're working on when the time is right. The coalition. The transparency that Xbox has with their fans has been something I've never seen before from any other publisher or developer. We know that Xbox talks openly about their studios and what they're working on, or even gives us timetables on when to expect an announcement. And this announcement is no different. The developers are telling us straight up that the new Unreal Engine 5 will take some time to get used to. You throw in the new hardware with the Series X and S consoles and you can see that this will take some time for them to work on. Oh, and not to mention, there's 2 teams at the studio working on 2 games. That's something that will take a lot of time to cultivate and develop. And speaking frankly, this developer out of all of the developers at Xbox deserves this time to regroup and take these projects head on. As I've said multiple times before, the coalition really did lead the charge for the Xbox platform for years. They're the ones that brought out consistently great action-adventure shooter games for the Xbox platform. High-quality Gears games that really show that Xbox, along with Xbox Game Pass, can bring out great AAA quality games. After seeing Gears 4 along with Gears 5 and Gears Tactics launch last generation, you can see that the studio brought out 3 AAA quality games in one generation. That's a huge undertaking, and I think they need a little bit of time to reinvent Gears as a franchise, not to mention make another new IP that people can love. And seeing from their track record, I'm excited to see what they can bring to this next generation of consoles, especially as they continue to hire new talent even though they're already at 350 plus developers strong. They could expand even more and really turn out 2 internal studios that make huge AAA games. We have to remember, people, that God of War was made by 200 people, and Days Gone was made by 120 to 130 developers. The coalition can easily get those numbers from their internal developers and make 2 teams that make 2 different types of games. And from the looks of it, they're doing just that while learning a brand new game development engine. So I hope Xbox gives them all the time they need, because after seeing some of these games launching broken or launching with a lot of bugs like Returnal and Cyberpunk, I don't want to see that become a trend in the gaming world. And with new hardware and development kits, it's going to take developers several years to really take advantage of these new consoles. And from the looks of it, Xbox is going to give their development teams all the time in the world that they need to make a game, which is good for everyone involved, including gamers and developers. But enough of what I think about all of this. Tell me what you think about this. Are you excited to see what the coalition is making? Will they push the Unreal Engine 5 to its limits? Do you think the coalition is one of the best Xbox developers around? What new IP do you want them to be working on? Can they make a huge Gears 6 game and another Star Wars game at the same time? Or are they working on something smaller like Jeff Grubb talked about in one of his podcasts? What kind of game do you want to see from the coalition? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there. So get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I really haven't played on my Xbox because 1, I was on vacation for about a week, and 2, I was trying to play Returnal, but the game had so many bugs and it was kind of scaring me to get farther in the game because a lot of people were getting crashes or losing saves. It was kind of weird. Even House Marquee, the developer behind the game, put on Twitter to not play the game. So I'm just kind of waiting for that game to get patched out, and I'm going to be starting on Resident Evil 8. That game looks insane, so I know the graphics are insane. I know a lot of people are enjoying that game, so I'm really looking forward to jumping into that. And of course, I'm waiting for Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition. I'm going to try to go through all 3 of those games. I know they're massive, and I've been looking for a pretty big RPG, so I think Mass Effect is the perfect game to jump into. Plus, I'm kind of waiting for Biomutant. That game looks kind of weird, and I kind of want to check out what it's all about. But let me know what you're playing. Are you waiting for Mass Effect? Are you playing Resident Evil? Are you playing Returnal? Let me know down below, because I want to know what everybody's playing, and that's what we're here for, is to talk games. So let's talk about them. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.